Well, hey there guys, it's me, Bert. We're gonna be working on the BERTY30 today. That's the car right over there, that BMW E30. We're gonna be installing some parts on the BMW. Yep, it's right there. And let's go ahead and open up that box so I can show you guys what we got and what we're gonna do. Alright guys, let's go. Alright guys, so I'm gonna let my dad take over from here.
Bert's back in the yard just hanging out, so figured I'd open up these parts right here. So the other day I was underneath the E30 and I noticed some issues down there. When I put on the CaTuned Coilovers, I knew that they were very, very close. However, the wheels are actually rubbing one of the collars. I had to get some spacers. Now I went with the Motorsport Hardware spacers. These ones are really nice. They are a hub-centric spacer. They're also chamfered right here in the middle, so that is good as well. You definitely want to make sure that you're running extended studs and wheel studs. So I did that wheel stud conversion. I'll put a little eye up here in the corner so you guys can check out that video. But you want to make sure you have enough length on there that you're not going to be running into any issues. So this is what they look like. They're aluminum. I got some nice laser etching right there, and comes with the jet tag, so that's pretty cool. And it also comes with a nice Motorsport Hardware sticker. Gotta love those stickers. They do fluids too. I gotta look into that. I may have to grab some fluids from those guys.
Now that you've showed me what we're putting on the Birdie, I'd like to go inside, okay? Thank you. Thank you very much. See ya.
I'm gonna break these lug nuts real quick with the break-a-bye. Just to make sure I don't have to do it in the air, obviously. I don't want to do that. That's never fun. So, really quickly, you guys see this little line right here? See that line on the wheel? That's not supposed to be there. That is because the coilover collar is rubbing. I don't know if you can see it right up there. See that? Let's see if I could point my finger right up there. That is touching for the ride height, just barely. And that's just due to the offset of the wheels. When I kicked in the camber, I guess a bit, I guess it made it change. I don't know. I didn't notice it. Also, check out that skid plate, guys. Already doing some work. So that is very nice. Figured some 5mm spacers would be just perfect, as it can kick out the offset of the wheel just a little bit more. You know, might look a tad better too for that stance life. That's not really what I'm going for though. You guys know that on this car. But really, I just wanted to get it away from there. Basically, it's working like a truing stand right now. And I will show you when I get all these lugs off, and I'll show you where it's rubbing so we can kind of get a better idea. I really love these Motorsport Hardware lug nuts. They're really awesome. You can see this stuff slides on really good. I did lube it up a bit when I installed them on the car, just to make sure that in the future they would, you know, come on and off very easily, and I would have no issues with, you know, cross-threading or stripping or anything like that. Boom. Now my brakes are hot, so I need to remember that. But that's where it's been rubbing. See right there on the collar, just a little bit. Like it wore off very, very quickly. I'm gonna go over the suspension components real quick and just make sure everything's tight. Make sure this lock ring is tight and all that, and then we will get the new spacer installed. I'm gonna take off the hub-centric ring. If you have aftermarket wheels, make sure to use a hub-centric ring. You want to use that. You want to make sure that is still intact so that your wheels are not out of balance. And also you need to make sure that the center of your wheel is the perfect size for the hub-centric ring. That way you don't get out of balance, don't get wobbles, don't get, you know, weird things going on with your wheels. You just don't need that. And these are 78mm studs, in case you guys are wondering. They are a perfect size. I like the look of them. You know, you could go a little bit bigger if you're going for that, you know, poke out of the end of the lug nut look, which I do kind of like. So, you know, if you're going for that, you may want to go a little bit longer. However, these work pretty good if you do not need spacers. I think that they work very well. Always a good idea to tighten these up. That was a tad loose, you know, it could have came loose a little bit from obviously rubbing on there. But after your suspension settles, you know, you want to make sure that you have everything locked down. So I'm going to check the preload on this. You can see it's not wiggling or anything like that, so that's good. So I'm going to lock down those collars also. I'm going to go ahead and install that spacer right now. Take the chamfered in and put that towards the disc in the hub right here. That way, you know, you're putting it on there properly. And you should notice that it's, you know, a really tight fit. After that, you're going to want to install your hub centric ring if you need it still. And you want to make sure that, you know, you still have a little bit of a hub centric there. That way, when you put your wheel on, you're good and all centered and lined up. Right, so now that we have that on and we have the hub centric on, you can just go ahead and throw the wheel back on. This is pretty straightforward, but you know, I just wanted to show you guys these spacers that I'm going to be running and you know, the issue that I kind of came in contact with. Now these wheels are ambit wheels. These are RS18s. These are 15 by 8s, and the back spacing is plus 20. So in case you guys are wondering, you know, what wheel, what spec I'm using, tires are a R888 Toyo R compound tire, and they are a 205/50 ZR15. So just in case you guys are kind of wondering for what my setup is, and you know, you want to kind of see how my car is looking and all that, because I know I always get those questions, that's what I'm running. So I'm just getting all this stuff just tightened back down. I'll check the torque when I put it on the ground here too. And let's just kind of get a view. I'm gonna lower down the car right now and we'll get a nice shot of how the car is looking as far as like stance goes. Because I know a lot of you guys out there do spacers like for that stance look, you know, to get it really tight to the fender gap and get that nice fitment. My car, this is gonna be a track car, so I'm not really looking for that. I'm just looking for, you know, tolerances and clearances so that I don't run into any issues. So if I have to go back to like a 3mm spacer because I find that it's too far out, I may do that. I'll probably just roll the fender lips first if I notice any issues there. See how it looks. Boom. All right, gap still looks good. Doesn't look like it kicked it out too much because I am running about 3 degrees of negative camber in the front of the wheel. So it doesn't look like I should run into any clearance issues. So that's great. Just what I wanted. Work these back down to, oh, that's scary. I'm gonna need to turn the wheel a bit to factory spec. We'll just kind of, we'll go up, I guess. That way I got a little bit more clearance because I didn't have a lot of clearance right there. All right. Normally I like to push down, but that angle wasn't liking me. Well, I hope you like that quick little install right there. Those Motorsport Hardware spacers I really like. They're really nice quality. When they go bigger too, they stick with the same hub centric size. They also make them for like BMW. Obviously I got BMW right here. Mercedes, Audi, Porsche, I think. They do a whole bunch of different cars. A lot of the European cars. If you basically need anything to convert from wheel bolts or wheel bolts, lug bolts, I guess is what you call them, to lug nuts and wheel studs, they make all that stuff. I really like that. My preference is that. It's a lot easier to replace these than snapping off a wheel bolt. And then, geez, I don't even know, messing around with that at the track. That's not gonna be fun. So anyways, guys, I hope you like that. I'm gonna go ahead and repeat the process on the other side. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe to my videos to see more on the BERTY30 build. I have a lot of stuff in the works, guys, so stay tuned. Later, guys. Rinch on.